My name is, I hope my name will change one day. No, it wouldn't change. It's Coach Aniekan, and welcome to Real Conversation with Coach Aniekan. This is our 54th edition, and it's kind of special. Something Galileo said, he said, you cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it in himself. Big nuggets. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. Because every one of us were like seeds. Maybe you've heard me say this before. You're not broken. All you need to do is to find your purpose, find your meaning, find your essence, and just live it. Today's episode would be pretty interesting. It will include some powerful nuggets and 3 actionable plans. I always like to leave something to do, something that you can start doing now to help you regain control of your super busy life, so you can focus and be organized. That's the whole essence. Now, before we get started, let's get into some commercials. Is that okay? Welcome back. It's Real Conversation with Coach Aniekan. And I want to say thank you for joining us in today's special edition. First of all, what are we looking at really? Today's topic, I like to call it how you can regain control of your super busy life so you don't lose focus and become disorganized. But before we delve into today's topic, I want to kind of take a bit of time and take you back the curtain to how this all started. The idea of Real Conversation with Coach Aniekan was born in 2020 as a weekly live program, and its purpose was to help our audience get answers to life-centered questions. So if this is your first time tuning in, if this is the first time we're meeting, then you're very welcome. It's such a delight to meet you. Let me kind of break this down a bit. So Real Conversation with Coach Aniekan is a 60-minute weekly live program that gives you an opportunity to, one, get simple and practical life answers as the conversation are around life-centered issues, get expert coaching for your everyday challenges, help you navigate past your mind's roadblocks, identify beliefs, thoughts, and words holding you back, help you overcome those mental blocks. Why? So that you can live your life with purpose, intention, and meaning, whatever that means to you. Now, why 60 minutes? It's enough time to challenge, inspire, and show you simple approaches to live your life on your own term. And that's what brings us to today's topic. So we would bring up topics in different areas, but it's all life-centered so that it can help you to address some fundamental things. Now, being busy is our normal state these days. Everybody is busy. In fact, we might just label ourselves busy bees. We are always busy. Maybe from the thought that if I'm not busy, it means I'm lazy. So we're always busy. In fact, we don't know how to sit still anymore. We're always we are either going up or going down. And so with all this busyness, it's easy to lose focus and become disorganized. That's the after effect of being busy. So it's nothing wrong with being busy. You have to be strategic in your being busy so that your busyness can be productive. I always say that, as someone rightly said, running faster doesn't solve a problem if you don't know where the goalpost is. So the question is, how do you stay organized in all of this chaos? These powerful nuggets can help you regain control of your super busy lifestyle. And that's what I want to kind of look at today. Number one is that you need to develop a morning and evening routine. For instance, when I wake up, there's certain things that I do that are fundamental for me. First of all, my evening routine usually gets me into looking at my day, review my day, no matter how short time I have, review what my day has been like. What are the things I need to adjust? What are the things I need to do less of, do more of, cut off, reduce, increase? I take an inventory of my day. It allows me to see the things that I did well, the things that I should do differently, the things I shouldn't do. And then it allows me to plan for the next day. So having understood what my today was, I can plan for the next day. Some things might have to come over to the next day, all well and good. But at least I have a picture of, so it's become for me a routine. When I wake up in the morning, I don't jump on my social media, even though I use my device. I make sure that I use my device and I use them productively. So when I pick them up, I'm looking at my calendar. What's my today like? What do I have scheduled for today? What do I have going on for today? And then sometimes I ask Google to read me what's happening in my day, and then Google just reads me what my day is like. So I have an idea of my day. I would then go ahead and I would fellowship. I would read this particular what's it called, I call it word of the day. I would read that. I would pray, and then I would send that out. I would share that with friends, with people who are on my contact as well. Hey, listen, this is what my day is like. Once I do that, I now go into my day. What's happening today? What are the 3 things I want to accomplish today? So what are my highlights? What are the 3 things I want to hit today? I make sure that I get those ones, get them clear, get them all logged in, have that ready. So that by the time I'm having family fellowship at about 7, my day is already set. I already have an idea of what my day would be like, and what I'm doing today, what I'm not doing, and all that. Like this morning, once I was done, I was like, okay, now I'm done. I go for my walk and would walk, do my 10,000 steps in the morning, but make sure that I'm in top shape to do what I need to do. And then by the time it gets to 9:30, I'm thinking of maybe breakfast. I know it's late, but it's okay, it works for me. maybe breakfast, and I'm looking at what to eat. And then at that time, I get on my workstation, either here in my studio or up in my workstation. I would get done what I had said I was going to do for that day. So having a routine and keeping that routine would help your business be more productive. Because if you don't, then you would start to, a lot of things will get your attention. So start small habits, just like it can even be as much as putting your key on your wallet. Like I put my key on my wallet in one place. I put my jewelry in the same place, so that if I'm rushing out the door, I just go there and get what I need to get. The second thing is that you need to use lists. This is so critical. I remember then, when I was younger, I used to follow my mom to the market, and I wasn't a happy camper, because mom will leave this side of the market, and she'll go all the way to down this other side of the market to buy something, and then she'll come away back to the same. I'm like, why don't we just buy everything here? I buy everything here. I know we're done. But she's buying them at impulse. Oh, I need this. And then she goes for it. Oh, we need this. That even when I moved to Canada, it was the same thing. By the time you get to the store, I end up buying things I didn't need to buy, but they were, in quote, important. And then I've said to myself, never again will I go to a store and not have a list and a budget of what I want to do. So I'll have a list. I want to go to the store. So there's an app, there's a family app we have. If we need to do anything, either me or my wife will put what we're doing, what we're buying in that place. So anyone that sees that will buy it, and they will tick it that is bought, so that we don't buy it twice, which we've done occasionally when we didn't do that. But set up a list of what you want to do, a list of what you want to do today. You want to write something, a list of the things you want to. If you have a list and you follow that list, it's easy for you to see if you're on track or you're not on track. So keeping a list is no negotiation. So whether you want to use an app on your phone or a simple notebook, use lists. That's what I do to collect everything that you need to do or even buy, especially buy. Don't just go to the supermarket I just want to check what they have. Trust me, you will end up with something that is good, but you may not be needing it. Make out your grocery list, add those tasks to never see, never get done, because if you don't see it, you may not get it done. You might even want to break down large projects into smaller tasks without relying on your memory. Stay away from your memory. Stay away from your memory. Use your memory for creativity. That's what I do. Use it to come up with creative ideas, not to think of what did I say I was going to do. I don't know about you, but most times I do that. I end up, some things, important things will slip through the cracks. So I end up not doing them, and you don't want to do that. So keep a list. Use a list. The third thing is I call it to use the 1 minute rule. Look at your task. So now you have a list, or you have a task of your to-dos, your things are going to do. Is there anything you can complete in 1 minute? Sometimes you have a list of like I had a list of, what list did I have? I wanted to write a proposal. So I had a list of things I wanted to do, what should come in the proposal, and I just looked at it and said, which of this can I do in 1 minute? And I did that first. So once you do that, that is off the list. I looked again and what else can I do in 1 minute? Sometimes some things that we have, yes, some things will extend more than a minute, I know, but most times, if you use the 1 minute rule, it allows you to get things done in small bits. That way you don't have to wait. If you like to pile up things, or if you let things eventually pile up, it gives you this feeling of overwhelmness. You become overwhelmed when there's so much thing to do. Try this. I mean, this one always gets me overwhelmed. Pack your sink full of plates. Just keep eating and keep it in the sink, not in the washing machine, the dishwasher. Just keep it in the sink. At the end of the day, there's so much plates and spoons and cups and pots in the sink. There's nowhere else to put anything. It overwhelms me. So, for example, I like to rinse off my plates and either put it in dishwasher or put it in a way that it doesn't fill up the sink. It's even better. I mean, for crying out loud, except you are always in a hurry, which is going to be another challenge. There's nothing wrong with you. Just use one plate, wash the plate and put the plate away. So that way you don't pack up things and you don't gather things. So if you're using a dishwasher, for instance, if you're using a dishwasher, just rinse the plate, put it in the dishwasher. In that way, you don't have the sink overwhelmed or overclogged. Doing small things now would make life less hectic for you later in the day. I don't know about you, but there's a policy that I have. I want to simplify things as much as possible. I like things simple. Make your life simple. That's why you have a list, go through your list, get your list done. And once you're done, reward yourself for the day. But make sure that you are going through that, you are doing that so that you don't pile up things. And at the end of the day, you have so many things to do and you have not done them. It can be overwhelming. And then the fourth thing is to use a calendar. And I dare ask, how many times do you get up in the morning and go to your calendar, pull up your calendar for the day and look at what you have there? Or maybe, this is the flip side, you don't use your calendar. You don't take down the things you want to do for the day in your calendar. You rather keep it in your head. So at the end of the day, most things will slip past you. When someone asks you the next time and say, can we see tomorrow? Can we talk tomorrow? The first thing you want to bring out is your calendar. Hold on. Pull up your calendar, go to that day, see what you have scheduled for that day. And if there's nothing, or you have some free space, tell the person, that's when I can see you. That's when we can talk. In that way, you're not asking two people to see you the same time on the same day. It's like making a to-do list. Using your calendar frees your mind to stay focused on the task at hand. Your calendar helps remind, and if you are able to even set it up in such a way that they come like alarms. Like I have alarm for everything that I do on a daily basis. Now, if I have an appointment, like I need to talk to someone, I also put in an alarm as well. It's easy because my phones are always with me. So I said, what are they doing for me if they can't use them for my advantage? So I would rather put my appointments there. So it gets up, it comes on 15 minutes before my appointment, which gives me time to get myself together, gather whatever I need to gather, and do what I need to do. But fundamentally, I use my calendar so it helps me to focus on my task. You know where you need to be on a specific day with one glance. You won't run the risk of overbooking yourself and causing more frustration. I've seen people do it, so they have two people, one person on this line, one person on the other line, and I try to juggle between both of them. No, you don't want to get yourself into that kind of position because it becomes frustrating for you. You don't get the best of both parties because you're neither here nor here. And because you're neither here nor there, you really don't get the best. So you want to please make sure that you use your calendar, free your mind. All this is to allow you to use your mind for creativity. It allows you to think creatively because your mind is free to, you're not bothered to try and remember what you should be doing at I don't know, at 7 o'clock or at 8 o'clock, because you can just go to your calendar, your list, see what you want to be doing there. And the next thing is to do the hardest task first. Now, this has always been a very good approach, and I'll tell you why. If you take on the hardest task first, you will have this feeling of accomplishment because you have done the one thing that you dread doing first. I don't know if you've ever read this book. I think it's by what's his name? Brian Tracy. It's your frog. Is it eat your frog or eat your frog first or something? Listen, when you look at your task, normally when you approach your day, you should be at your highest. You've just rested, you're coming to the day, you are at your highest peak. For those of you who are morning people, you understand even what that means. You're at your highest peak. You want to tackle the hardest task with your highest strength and when your strength is diminished. So put the things that you need to do that are you feel are the toughest. This was, I don't really want to do this. Do them first, because then you have all the energy, all the concentration to do it. As you begin to get into your day, you're getting to the lesser things, not lesser as in significant, but lesser as in weight, as in they are not very heavy. You can do these ones a lot lighter. Knowing the hard part is complete, and you can then get other things done with greater ease, you would also feel fulfilled. That's what it does for me. So I like to look at this when I have a task to do, just like you would have puzzles. You throw down the puzzles and you need to put them together. You need to ask yourself, what's the hardest part of this? Deal with that first. Which of these ones is the most difficult thing to work with, to do? Which ones don't I like? I mean, if I could bypass this one, I'll do it. Say, this is the one. Attack that one first. Once you get the harder parts of your task off the ground, get it done, the rest is like easy peasy. Most people do the opposite, and then they find out that it's overwhelming for them. They would rather leave the harder task to the end. They would rather do the small task so that they can, they say, let me get the small wins. Sometimes or most times that always ends up acting against you, because you are using your most strength for your least. So it's like me wanting to I want to lift maybe a 10-pound weight. And I'm jogging, I'm exercising, I'm stretching myself for just a 10-pound weight. Then when I finish, and then I now want to carry a 100-pound weight, then I'll find out that it's a bit difficult, if not impossible, because I've extended all my energy towards this thing. So I'll rather extend my energy towards lifting the 100-pound, because then when I'm done, maybe I was going to do 12 reps of 3 sets of 100 kg, 100 pounds rather. So I've done that. I've done first set, second set, third set, and then to now do 10 pounds is going to be a lot easier. Make sense? So put the things that are the hardest in the front row so you can deal with those ones, get them off the ground, and then it gives you that freedom to look at other things and to be at ease with them. And then this one is a bit tricky. I call it solo task, not multitask. So the opposite of this is multitask. And I know that a lot of people pride themselves. I think I too used to do that. They pride themselves in multitasking. I can do 2 things at the same time. Some people can cook and be delivering a lesson at the same time. It's one. Don't worry, I can juggle it. Some people are cooking and also wanting to feed the baby or something. So we think we can we can do all these things at the same time. So I too was of that school. I used to do that very well. I used to do that a lot. I felt that all I needed to do was to just keep my eyes on, make sure that you keep your eye on what's going on and all that. Until I learned that it doesn't really work like that. And this is how I can best explain it. If you are driving, if you've ever had an accident or you've had run into anything or run into someone, you hear the phrase, it was a split second. A split second. They say don't use your phone and drive. You are using your phone, just one split second to check something on your phone was when this car crossed. And that split second that you took your eyes off the road was what caused the trouble. One split second. Because we talked about focus, you need to understand the power of focus. You can't focus on one thing. That's the idea behind the laser beam. It can zero in on something, a particular spot, and it can burn a hole into that spot. But if you keep moving it, darting it, it will never. When you take your eyes off one thing, you don't know what's going on at the second that your eyes or your mind or your focus is on something else. Now, because we do that very quick, you come here and you go back here, you think nothing has changed. That fraction of a second, something has changed with this. So you really can keep to gaze effectively. Instead of you to do that, rather zero down on one thing, solo task. You see, because many of us think that multitask is the way to go. I thought so myself. You think you can get much done, so you think. You see, what ends up happening is this. You don't complete A, you don't complete B. You are half complete. Because the 4 things or the 3 things or the 6 things or the 9 things or the 10 things you were doing, you didn't finish any one. Because you're darting from one to the other. That from this to this, no. You will get more complete things done if you zero in on one thing. And trust me, you will use less time. You zero in on your task 1, get it done. Zero in your task 2, get it done. Zero in on task 3, get it done. You will tackle them like that better than if you were tackling the whole 3 simultaneously. You will do it with less effort because your focus is on one thing at a time. This is very, very critical, very, very crucial. And if you don't, if you let this slide, you will end up being, recently I was talking to a client who said that when she starts things, she doesn't finish it. And when we're going over, because I'm going to be talking with her later today, when we're going over her plan, I need to see what else she's doing at the same time. I don't know if it happens to you, but if you have something that you need to do and you don't want to, like some of you don't like writing, some of you don't like public speaking. When there's a thing that you don't want to do in front of you, the tendency is for you to give yourself some form of excuse. It will sound good, it will sound logical, it will sound like this is what it should be, so that you can avoid doing it, you can shift away from it. So you will shift away from it, you go to something else, and you're like, let's do this instead. This is better. And then halfway, you're like, we should finish this thing. So guess what you do? You leave this and go back to that thing. And like, it's too hard. How do I get this done? You go back again to the other one. So you keep going from one to the other. And then at the end of the day, neither is complete. So if this is the hardest task, even though you don't like it, you have to get through this. There's this other task that is not that difficult, but how do I enjoy it? Zero in on this first, from what we said earlier on. Zero on this task, get this done first. Get it done on when it's complete, put that aside, go to the other one. And then if that one is also complete, all well and good, go to the third and the fourth. And you can listen, you can have 10 things to accomplish in your day. You're just not doing the 10 things at once. You've put them in order of priority. You now look at the first one, the second one, the third one. As you complete them, by all means, bring the next one on your work table. Just keep doing that. And if you're able to do 6 in that day, that's good. But don't put the 10 things on your table or 10 things on your list and say, want to do this. Okay, so let's start this. While this is cooking, we'll go and start this one. While this one is bubbling, we can't. You will end up frustrating yourself. Do one at a time. It's better you do that. Because I don't know, it's something I also realized was that if I did 6, 7 things and I didn't finish them, I carried them to the next day. But the next day, I wasn't that excited to do them anymore because I was thinking I should have finished this one. I'm not finished it. And I kept on the same. So those things I would have finished in maybe 3 days, I'll end up doing them for 2 weeks. So they were counterproductive for me. They were not productive. So I made sure that I would rather solo task, zero in on one thing, get it done. And once that's done, I'm done. The next thing is, we always go to this. And every time that we're talking about either productivity or living a successful life, there's no way we will not talk about your health. Your health is your number one asset. And if you're tired of hearing about your health, I can tell you one thing, you're not taking care of it. If you're tired of hearing about your health, talking about health, you're talking about health, yes, because it's only a healthy body that can accomplish tasks, complete assignments, fulfill destiny, achieve dreams, achieve visions, only a healthy body. And when I say meal plan, what I want us to look at is you will eat unhealthily when you are too busy to cook because you didn't get to the store. Some of us just like junk food. I have a particular friend who she was adding weight, and I remember asking her, I said, why are you asking me? She said, Coach, I eat junk food. I said, but why? So because by the time I come back, I'm too busy, I don't cook, and because I don't cook, when you don't cook and you're hungry, your body will crave for everything around. So I said, when you know what your challenge is, you are 50% done. All you need to do now is to make sure that either you have cooked food at home, and you also take lunch with you so that you don't, if you need to snack on anything, make sure it's something that is healthy for you to snack on. Because if you don't, then you'll be forced to eat whatever you say. And when the body is hungry, you want to eat. I suggest you take 3 to 5 minutes, jot down your favorite meals that are quick to fix. I know some of you might be Eba, but some of you might be pasta, some of you might be spaghetti, some of you might be noodles, whatever it is. I know someone that likes to eat noodles. So I think you are eating noodles 24/7. Whatever it is that you know is food that you like, it's good, take out time and list them. And sometimes you can get a bit thrown off if you eat the same thing over the week. Spice that up a bit. Maybe you want to eat this this day, the next day this one, and then make sure that you have your meal at home. On that list, you can add the ingredients that you need to get from the grocery, which will go to your grocery list. Remember, you have a list now of the things you need to get. And then when you go buy them, in that way, when you plan your meal, you save time and energy. And also your health as well. Because now you have your meal all planned up. And I'm serious. Something I adopted, which has worked for me tremendously, is this 16 hours between meal. I'm not saying you should do that, but that's what I've done. I drink a lot of water and then I spread out my meal time. In that way, by the time that I'm eating again, my body would have digested the meal I had previously, and that meal has gone into production, into whatever it needs to do. And then I am putting new meal. So I kind of look at meal like, for instance, I'm sure that you don't fill your tank every day, except you're traveling some terrible distance. Maybe you fill your car tank maybe thrice every other 3 weeks, or maybe once a week. Same thing with food. If you allow your body to use the food that you have put in it and then just keep drinking water, guess what happens? It allows your body to process food, so you don't have stored food, you don't have fat, and then you're always light body to exercise. Only I go for walks every morning because it allows me, and then mornings that I don't, I know that this evening I have service, so I would have to get it done in the morning. Sometimes like yesterday, I was able to do that during the day. So do that. I could walk to my daughter's school during this time. It's not that, pretty good weather. Walk to her school and then we'll go walk back home. All those extra things you're doing, especially someone like me who knows I create content. So I'm always sitting there, I'm always in my studio, always doing one thing or the other. So I make sure that because I do that, I have good exercise, I have my meal plan so that I can eat systematically. How about that? And then the eighth thing is, I used to see someone, my cousin used to do this years ago. I didn't understand what it means to lay your clothes out the night before. In fact, what she used to do back then was that she would pick 5 clothes for the week. Then she used to work in a bank. She picks 5 clothes for the week. She will put them up. So in all of our closets, she will put up those 5 clothes, put them where she can access them. So one is Monday, one is Tuesday, one is Wednesday, one is Thursday, one is Friday. Now, most of the time, our Fridays were a bit dressed down a bit. But for the 4 days, it was all. Now, she could alternate between that. So maybe the one she put in for Tuesday, she ended up using it. They use it on Tuesday, she used it on Thursday. She can kind of tweak that around, but she had 4 clothes. Let me tell you what that does. I was saying some days ago, I said, if you had only one shoe, black, one other shoe, brown, so you have black and brown. You had 2 pair of pants, one black and one maybe gray. You had 2 shirts, one blue and one white. You see what I'm going to? When you want to go anywhere, all you need to think about is, do I want to wear black or white? It's not. Once you have more than 2, it's too many. Too many. You're not contemplating. And sometimes, and I don't know if it happened to you, you can be busy looking for what to wear to match. That time just crawls by you. So if you know how to lay the clothes you need, I know you're a GQ, you have lots of shoes, lots of clothes. Lay out the ones that you want to wear for the week. I do that. And I don't have a 9 to 5, but I have to be on on 2 live programs in a week. I have to be on 3 other programs during the week, and I have to also talk to my clients as well during the week. So I cannot lay out the clothes that I want to wear. So depending on what the week is like, I will lay out clothes, get the clothes. I may not hang them, but I keep them in a particular spot. So when I go there, and if I want to wear, so I usually would have t-shirts and I have shirts. And sometimes during the days that I don't have a physical meeting like today, I could have shorts if the weather permits. But I make sure that I have what I want to wear because I understand that it can be with so many things to wear. Do I wear this one? Do I wear that one? Every time you're doing that, it disorganizes you. So laying out your clothes previous day is great. It's a great thing. So that even if you're rushing out in the morning, you will be glad that you have all your stuff in one place. And then if you wear jewelries, keep them in one spot. Get a small plate or something. Put all your jewelries there. Put your wallets there as well. So these are the things that I do, so that when you go there, you can get everything that you want in that one place. It saves you a lot of stress. It does for me, and I'm sure it will do for you. It's one less thing to do before rushing out of the door. It also ensures you can find a favorable blouse and mend any button that you need to do. Because you have your things all in one place, all set, you're all ready to go. Guess what? It allows you, if there's a few mending you need to do, you can quickly do that because you have time. But if you spend the whole morning looking for some shoe, or you found one leg of the shoe and you're looking for the other leg, you don't know where you kept it. I'm doing that with my daughter now. When she comes back, she would keep her toys, keep them somewhere, just throw them around, and then she'll start to ask me or her mom that, Mom or Dad, where's my toy? I'm like, I don't know where you kept your toy. So I've been insisting that you keep your things safely, keep them in one place, keep them where you can find them. And she has something she has a particular grace that I have as well. She knows how to find things, where to go to. I mean, I remember, was it this morning? Her mom was asking her where her iPad and phone is, and she said it's in her room, and told her where it was. So I like that for her, but her keeping her things in a place that is good is great. Now, the thing I want to look at it is to create I call it a launch pad. So the idea is to look for a place, preferably near your front door, to place all of the things that you need for the next day. Now, you may have a place in your room where you can do that. You can have a place in your corridor where you can, I don't know where you live, but you'll be able to find a place where you can keep everything that you need. Now, I hope that you don't have a 4 or 5-year-old child in the house, because they're going to throw that all around. But get a place where you can keep your stuff. For instance, you can put your purse there, your briefcase is there, your library books, your items, anything that you would need. Some things you need on a daily basis, like you need your wallet, you need your jewelries. If you wear jewelries, you need those in the morning. Keep them in one place. It's cost me a lot of appointments, and I don't like going late for appointments. I don't like it for one bit. I don't like it for a bit. If I say I'm going to be there at 7, I'm there at 7. Most time that I've been late is because I didn't follow this rule. So I did not keep things in the proper place. And I went through the whole house. And I don't know about you, but you'll be looking for things in very odd places. I was looking for things under the sink. What will I be putting things under the sink for? At that time, you are disorganized. You are not thinking as you think. That thing is in your mind, and you know you need to get out as quickly as possible. I mean, imagine if you have a visa appointment, it's 9 o'clock, and you know that it's going to take you at least an hour, 30 minutes to get to the place, and you are still at home at 7:45. You are scattered already. So you end up wearing something else, something that you may not like. And at the end of the day, you would run yourself up the wall. You're starting the day, you don't like what's happening, you are all bundled up. You don't want to do that. Get your things in one place. If you don't go out, if you're someone who works from home, you don't go out very often, it's still not an excuse not to keep your things in one place. Why? Because you work from home, if you deal with clients, a client can call you and say, can we meet in 1 hour? Can we meet in 30 minutes? Or something has come up, it's urgent, can we meet? You can go online and meet with them, but you still have to be presentable. I mean, I could have come here in my pajamas, nothing, but I still have to. I don't know where this recording will get to. You have to, if you are an online person, you do business online, you have to show up like someone. If I walk up to you in your office, I won't walk up to you and say, okay, now I'm sitting down. You may not know I'm wearing my bottom. I might be wearing a pair of shorts or slacks or whatever. That's understandable, but you need to look presentable. So having a launch pad where you have all the things that you need for the day. For instance, if you work from home, you are expecting that some clients will call you to this week. This week, I'm going to get some projects. I'm going to have to deal with certain things. So I have my clothes, my stuff ready. Always being ready is an advantage for you because it helps you to save time. Placing everything you need for the next day or for the week in one area gives you a centralized location that keeps you from running around the house to bring everything together, especially if you have a big house. Especially if you have a big house. It's that critical. If you have a big house, then and I say that strongly. So get things in one place so that you can make sure that if you go there, you will find all that you need. If you can, arrange your shoes, arrange your stuff. Trust me, everything you do to get you out quicker will save you time. And it also will save you frustration. I'm going to give you 3, I call them actionable steps you can take now. Number 1, look for a place to be your launch pad. So do that. If you don't have one, do that now. Don't use your closet as your launch pad. Don't use where you keep all your shoes as your launch pad. When you go to your launch pad and you can find one thing you're thinking about a week, for instance, you should just see 5 pair of shoes there, 5 tops, 5 bottoms, 5 skirts, or whatever. If you see more than that, then the tendency for you to start to reminisce, which one do I wear? Which one matches with which one? Maybe this one will go. You're not saving time. Use it to put those things that you need the next day. Practice this every day for the next 1 week and discover how much time that you would have saved. Just by making sure that you have the right things at the right place, in one place, ready for you. The next thing is decide how you want to take notes. This is amazing because most people don't take notes. Which goes back to what I said. Most people want to use their mind to remember things. I always, even when someone that I know is teaching something that I know. So if I gave you this, maybe I gave this presentation to present, you will still take notes. Because I will use my notes to remember, to grab. So when I'm listening to you, I'm not necessarily writing what you're saying. I'm writing the thoughts that what you're saying is inspiring inside me. Maybe you said, decide how you want to take notes. Grab a notebook or pull up a note screen on your phone app and use it. And I can just think, What about if I had a board that I can just paste my notes on? You didn't say that, but that's the thought that came to me. And that's what I usually write down. Why? Because I may not have had your experience, but what it inspires me is what I write. I can always go back to that. I can always use that. So decide how you want to take notes. So you can take notes. And you can also keep a list as well. And then we talked about this earlier on. Use your calendar starting from today. I do two things. I'll show you on my phone. And every phone has it. Your phone would have your calendar, which you can pull up at any time. If I go to your phone now, if you're not using it, you have your calendar. You can pull up your calendar, and your calendar can either be, you can either show it as day, 3 days, 1 week, or 1 month. So when I'm starting my day, I would look at when I'm starting my week rather, I look at 1 week. When I'm starting my day, I look at my day. So what do I have scheduled for today? And then I also have this it's not a toy, but I have this Google, what is it called again? Like a Google, I like it, it talks to me. I can tell it, I can say, so Google, what's my day? And it's going to read all the appointments, all the things I have on my calendar. That's why I like to catch everything on my calendar. I take delight in it. This is what my calendar will look like. I pull everything that I want, it's on my calendar. If it's not there, then it can skip. I may forget, but I put everything from birthdays to anniversaries to appointments, and I color code them. That's what Google allows you to do. So keeping a calendar is critical. And then I also take one more step to that. I don't just keep a calendar, but I also make sure that I use an app on my phone. And I'm going to tell you what the app is called. If you go to your clock has a few things. It has alarm, it has wall clock, it has stopwatch, it has timer. I go to the alarm and I add an alarm, and I have so many alarms. Some alarms you can say they should ring every Wednesday. Some can be every other day, but you can set them to your, so every time and then what I now do when I set up my alarm is that I go to the alarm sound and I go to the ringtone and I ask that it should read time and alarm name aloud. So when it starts, the alarm goes on, it's going to say something like, it's time to pick your daughter. It's time for real conversation. It's time for whatever it is. And then it starts to, and then I ask it to run that alarm for at least 3 times. So it does it with an interval of 5 minutes. If it rings the first time, it will go on. And then you can put any tune you like. In fact, you can put something that will make you dance so you can remember. But using an alarm and a calendar helps you, as we said, to be much, much, much more productive, because now your time is more together and you can spend it well. Make sense? I'm going to since I'm on the screen, I'm going to do 2 quick things. Number one, this Sunday is Father's Day. So we're having a Father's Day special edition. And we're also having a special guest, Abiola Adebola. If you've not heard us speak, you want to hear. And we won't be looking at our topic, getting through tough times, even when the odds are stacked against you. And boy, are we in some tough times. Are we in some tough times? So it's Sunday, June 18th, and it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 7 p.m. West African Time, and also 7 p.m. GMT and 1 p.m. Central Time. So make out time to be there. And then these are our social handles. You want to, if you're not on our YouTube channel, you want to be there. Why? It allows you to watch most of our display. So the replays of our programs, if maybe you missed an episode, you're able to at least catch up there. Our LinkedIn our Twitter and our Facebook as well. Why? It's a platform for engaging. So you want to be there. Make sense? So I'm going to come off the screen and I know that we are close to the hour, but that's one thing that I want you to do. If it's overwhelming, don't let it be. What I suggest you do is at least look for one thing that you can start doing now. I know that a lot of ideas have come, but which one will you take? Which one are you going to implement? Which one are you going to start to do? And once you can identify what they are, please, 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 you don't need any other part in the back. Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. It's I usually say this. What is easy to do is also easy not to do it. What is easy to do is also easy not to do it. So one thing that you can put in place that you can start doing now and you start doing them would really, 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 really help you. Really, really help you. And that's the whole idea. Help you put the small things in place so that life can be a bit more meaningful. Life can be less stressful for you. And that's the essence of this program. And I hope that it's brought you some value, no matter how small. We will do this again, same time next week. I want to say thank you for joining us. And remember to join us again, same time next week. Have yourself a wonderful evening, if you're, depending on where you are, or afternoon, depending on where you are. And I'll see you same time next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.